It's so weird just seeing the camera where there's just like barely anything behind me, the void.
How are people supposed to know the video games and things that you like if you don't have the YouTuber gamer shelf behind you, Lucas?
Especially when it's all meant to be far away enough that it doesn't catch on focus on my camera anyway. So you can't really tell any of the things that were behind me, but just the vague sense of geekdom is really not there much anymore.
Yeah, you need people to, feel like vaguely connected to you to foster a parasocial relationship so people give us money.
There's still some bits just here. You can see some game consoles there. There's still a little bit of personality there, Carl.
I just gave the game away now.
But speaking of games, Carl, and maybe one that people might have given away in the past out of pure just frustration, we are talking about everybody's favourite game, Mario Party.
Mario Party is one of those games where I'm like, I love Mario Party, then I'm playing Mario Party, and I'm like, I hate Mario Party.
Absolutely fuck Mario Party.
Then you get to the end of Mario Party, and like, that was pretty good, let's play another one, and everyone looks at you like you just like walked in on Christmas morning and slapped the kids.
You know what? I don't blame them, especially when someone goes, oh, wouldn't it be great if this was a 50-turn game?
I once, a friend of mine, I was like chatting to him, was like, Joe, you just asked those random, like, what's one of the saddest things you've ever seen? He went, well, once I found a 50-game single-player Mario Party run on YouTube without commentary. But the sad thing is, it wasn't that. It's that I watched it, and I'm like, no! Because he was really high. He's got really high and watched someone play through in complete silence a 50-turn Mario Party game on their own.
Oh, I really hope it was against easy CPU as well.
Sometimes you just want to feel good about yourself.
Oh, I still remember that time I just ruined everybody's day by accident.
What did you do? Go on. Tell us about Mario Party.
We were playing Mario Party, and
so that's how you ruined everyone's day then, yeah? You just turned it on. Usually it's just turning it on, right?
We were, this was like back in the uni days, and we were all having a drink and playing 50-turn Mario Party, but also we're playing it in pairs. So each round, the controller would be passed, and like 2 people were essentially in control of each person.
Yeah.
So there's 8 of us there, playing hours worth of Mario Party, having a drink, and we were playing on original N64 hardware, Carl. And that's where it really comes into play.
I know where this is going.
Because I think we were maybe 30 to 40 turns in, so more than halfway through, but not right at the very end yet.
So there was still a chance for someone to win, someone to lose. Like, exactly. You're still in the mid-game where there's hope.
The stakes are still high, yes. And I just made the mistake of like moving a little bit, and I nudged the N64. And obviously, Carl, that means that the N64 completely stopped working.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's like, we all know it's a great device when nudging it slightly causes it to utterly shit the bed.
So, yeah, we were hours invested in, and I accidentally nudged, and I mean like nudged this N64 and just crashed the entire thing.
Well, it started with you nudging it, but I bet that story ends with someone fucking booting it.
It was that moment, though. There was no anger, there was only disappointment, and that's what made it even worse.
It's like when you accidentally shut like 50 tabs, right? It was a moment of like frustration and then relief.
But it must have auto-saved at some point, right? No, this is like original Mario Party. There's no auto-save or shit.
There's no auto-saves in this dojo.
It was just that moment of everybody going like, oh, but we could try and make this work. It's already lost.
You go through the 5 stages of grief almost instantly, because first you're mad, then you bargain in of like, there must be something we can do, and then you accept it and go, let's just turn off the console.
That's the day for today. And I'm sure we all just continue to hang out, but in my brain I like to think everyone just immediately left.
Well, it's like an old housemate of mine had a PS1 and Final Fantasy VII, and I said, can I borrow that to play through? And it's hard because I ain't got a memory card. And I went, don't worry, I know what I'm doing. And I just left the PS1 on for a week. Just left it on for a week. Like, people would walk, and someone nearly turned it off.
Yeah.
Someone walked in, you PlayStation. No!
Then what happened, Carl, was someone looked at it in an accusatory manner and it crashed.
Actually, I managed to get through it. Because I remember, if people remember, they might not remember this, but the original booklet for Final Fantasy VII had a thing on the back that said, try completing Final Fantasy VII without a memory card. And I went, you know what? I'm going to complete it without a memory card. Fuck you, back of the booklet, Final Fantasy VII.
Carl just read that and was like, you know what, bet.
And I did it.
Oh, dear.
But I can't prove that I did, because obviously when it got to the end of the game, it's like, would you want to save it? And it's like, I can't.
I want to. I truly do. But going back to Mario Party, Carl, it is a party video game series featuring characters from the Mario franchise. Who would have thought it? A party game with Mario in it called Mario Party.
Yeah, that's the thing I respect about the Mario series. There's no fluff. So you know exactly what you're getting. Mario Party, Mario Kart, Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers.
Mario Brothers, but now they're super.
Yep.
Quite literally, because they have super mushrooms.
They do indeed, yeah. I say no fluff, no fucking around.
Yeah. We're just talking about the series of games, not Mario Party specifically, but it's a franchise where up to 4 local players, or 8 players if you share the controller.
Yeah, can stop being friends.
Yeah,
you should say that, right?
Or computer-controlled characters called CPUs, which fucked me up for years when games would refer to like the AI-controlled characters as being CPUs. Yes. And then you find out that they're not CPUs. CPUs is something inside of like a PC, yeah.
But like computer-controlled character, right?
Mm-hmm. Everybody competes in a board game interspersed with mini-games.
That's a mistake, right? Because they're not mini-games. They're hand annihilators.
Oh, God. They were in Mario Party 1.
Is that a story we should we save that? Because that's the fact everyone's going to be screaming about in the comments, right?
It is, yeah. So let us know in the comments just what your favourite hand-destroying minigame was in Mario Party 1 and why Nintendo, got those gloves out to about 3 people that didn't request them.
Well, that's the thing I imagine, right? 'Cause it's got to be mentioned on there somewhere. Because if it's not mentioned, someone's going to tell us, I can't believe you didn't mention this.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's been mentioned a million times. The hand annihilators, let's go. But Carl, speaking of annihilating,
yes.
You know one thing that annihilates the YouTube experience, Carl?
What's that?
That would be ads, which, of course, to try and sustain the channel, we do have ourselves. If you want to try and get around ads, you can do so, obviously, by paying for YouTube Premium. I realise that's what most people are going to say. But we also have memberships where you can get access to an ad-free playlist of every new video that we've been making over the past month going forward. There is a growing playlist of new content that you can watch ad-free if you all remember.
And it might be slightly different. There might be slight differences. Like regional differences in video games. There may be slight differences in ad-free content than there is the stuff that gets uploaded to the channel proper. Because, hey, we upload versions with clips and songs and music and stuff in, and sometimes it gets copyright struck, and we have to take that shit out, but not for the ad-free version.
Yeah, because if we're not monetizing the video anyway, who gives a crap if it gets demonetized by a clip? What we should start doing is intentionally adding one just unbroken 30-second long clip that's guaranteed to get copyright struck. Yeah. So we can just say that every single ad-free video has an extra 30 seconds guaranteed.
Just say this is the version YouTube doesn't want you to see. Too hot for TV. Do you remember those VHS tapes? Yeah. You're like, ooh, it's too hot for TV.
And instead of content that didn't make it past censorship, it's just a clip of a video game.
Yeah.
These games are developed by Nintendo and published by Nintendo, and they were previously developed, though, by Hudson Soft. And the series is known for its party game elements, including the often unpredictable multiplayer modes that allow play with up to 4 and sometimes 8 human players or CPUs.
And should we talk about the fact that Mario Party being unfair is the only reason it's as popular as it is?
It is entirely popular because of how unfair it is, and it makes for a better game. I don't care what anyone says. If you're playing Mario Party and you turn off the option to have bonus stars at the end, you are playing it wrong.
So should we explain that? Because a lot of people think if it's a competition, most organised competition has skill be the one limiting factor that differentiates win or lose.
Yeah, and a lot of people see it as being fair when the only thing at play is pure player skill.
Yes, and most organised competitions will go out of their way to minimise all outside influences, so the ultimate deciding factor is skill. The problem with Mario Party is you might be playing it with, your mum, your auntie, a little cousin who doesn't know how to play video games, or maybe unfamiliar with the idea of a video game. At that point, you're going to win. And if you're in a 50-turn game to know 3 turns in that you've lost, that's not very fun.
No, it's not. And I do find it very funny because I can't remember what podcast I was listening to, so I can't remember to give the credit for the story, but I remember not long ago someone saying that they were playing Mario Party. They let the newborn baby of the family, quote unquote, play the game, and that meant they couldn't play at all. And the only time that they would do anything is if they needed to interact with something, say like walk past a shop, or they needed to roll the dice at the start of every turn. The only thing they can do, because they're a dumb baby, is press A. And they said at one point the baby took the lead.
Well, yeah, and that's someone out there might be annoyed by that idea of like, well, if a literal baby can win, where's the fun? Well, the fun is that, say, Lucas, you're pretty good at video games, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you go in and like, if let's say Mario Kart was happening, are you going to win in Mario Kart pretty much 95% of the time against most of your family?
That's the thing. My family don't enjoy playing Mario Kart against me anymore.
Because you win.
Yeah.
Right? It's like when I play Tekken or something like that. I'm going to win because I'm better at the game than you. I understand the mechanics. But like Mario Kart is a good example because in Mario Kart they have the blue shell. And there's a really amazing like thesis statement someone basically wrote on the blue shell being the thing that makes Mario Kart fun. Because without the blue shell, the only deciding factor for a winner is skill. And once that's the case, you can't have friend groups of varying skill enjoy and play the game anymore.
I do admit Mario Kart 8, as much as it still has elements like the catch-up mechanics of the blue shell and bullet bills and things like that, I don't think that they occur enough that, like, Mario Kart 8 feels quite skill-based.
Yes, but
when you get to a certain level,
at a certain point, yeah, obviously skill is always going to be able to override any amount of randomness because that's what skill involves, right? It's like recognizing a situation that you're in and adapting to it. But it just at the very least means that the person in last place is able to influence the game in a meaningful way. Even if they're not able to win, they're still able to like get a star and feel powerful because that's what games are about, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the one time that we kind of, I guess, like, changed up the rule set a little bit, my family had a bit more fun playing Mario Kart 8 with me because I just put on, like, a really poor handling car, which I'm not used to using, and then we set the items to frantic mode, where that just means all the bullshit is turned up to 11, and you get way more blue shells, bullet bills, lightnings, things like that are more of the powerful items that influence the game more.
And I feel that is so critical to the enjoyment of a party game. Like Smash Bros. Me and you played so much Smash Bros. We never play with items on. I would never suggest that items be removed from Smash in their entirety. Because without items, now people of varying skill sets can't play. Same thing for like worms. I don't know, there's people who play worms, it's like grenades, rocket launchers, and shotguns only, because they're the skill weapons. It's like, no, banana bomb. Let the person who's losing or not very good just throw the banana bomb and just cause chaos.
Just call in a concrete donkey.
Why not? Because it's fun.
I think Mario Party is meant to be about the fact that anybody can win and the bullshit overrides everything else, and that's why I always argue, again, not just that bonus stars should be used, but that you are playing Mario Party, in my eyes, incorrectly if you do not use them.
Well, it's the whole idea, right? It's like the person who's winning. Because I remember, like, there's that game we played once. I think we recorded it as well. You were absolutely stomping all of us, and we got to the end, and someone just got the Kongianism. Do you remember Kongianism?
It was the I can't remember exactly how, but I was winning, and then got rinsed out of all of my stars or something from a chance time, I think it might have been, or all of my coins, I think. The only option I had left to do on my last turn was to get the Bowser space. So I think I had like a custom dice or whatever to try and influence me getting to the Bowser space. So I just went, I'm going to Bowser. Maybe we can all get fucked up in an equal manner.
You know what? Roll the dice. I'm already lost anyway. What risk is there in rolling the dice, right?
Yeah, I can either take the chance of Bowser screwing us all over, or I can land on a regular space and nothing has happened. It's guaranteed that I'm going to lose. And yeah, Bowser ended up just going for like Bowser's Revolution, I think it is.
Just the bourgeoisie have had it too easy for too long. The proletariat rose again.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, the revolution! The revolution! Community! Down with the bourgeoisie!
My money!
Communism!
Take it all!
Communism.
Clear him out.
Yeah, baby!
And that's the thing, you wouldn't get that if you turned off all the random elements. It would, like you say, if skill was the deciding factor, you wouldn't get moments like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see there's a argument for skill being the deciding factor, not in a party game.
And I think ultimately I might have ended up winning that with a bonus star, because it was like, well, all of the coins are equal. A bonus star can now give me the chance to shoot into the lead.
It reminds me of, like, you know, when Among Us took off and everyone's like getting really excited about Among Us. And then during the pandemic, we started playing Among Us with the friend group. And certain members of that friend group got really into the game. They metagamed it to a point where it'd be like second one. If you were like the imposter, you'd walk towards and they'd just go straight and call a call and go, okay, so Carl's the imposter. I know because he walked in a direction that wouldn't make sense if you actually had an actual task. Vote Carl out, he's the imposter. And we'd literally played, there was a game once we played for 10 seconds and I immediately got kicked out and they won. And it's like, and I think we just stopped playing, right?
It was one of those moments where I'm glad that you were all still able to enjoy this in a new and different way.
Yes.
But for us, that skill gap had gotten too far where just it wasn't fun anymore. Like, we were just looking to play casually and didn't really know too much about the mechanics.
Yeah, and just the fact that it was like literally second one I walked in the wrong direction. Well, Carl's the imposter because there's no way he's not going in a direction that he'd go if he had an actual task. It's like, how am I supposed to know that? And it's that old quote about gamers of they will optimize the fun out of whatever it is they play.
Mm-hmm.
And any stories like that for you?
Well,
optimizing the fun out of gameplay.
Never forget the good old loot cave in Destiny 1 where people would sit and just aim a scout rifle at a hole in a wall and just rinse, repeat, just sit there for hours and just shoot at one singular spot in a wall until like enough loot came out of people. And just does that sound like a fun experience? To get loot in a game is the most optimal way to do it. It was just sit and stare at a wall and shoot at a cave.
Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? It's like World of Warcraft's a popular one. There's a great foldable human video about it. They talk about how why it's rude to suck at Warcraft. And it's the idea of like, there are people who will kick you from a game for not having the perfectly optimized build for a run because they've optimized it to the point where we know if we do this exact series of steps, we'll get through this run in this amount of time. If you don't have the exact right set of loot for this, you instantly get booted from the game. And it's like, what's a new player supposed to do in that scenario?
Well, it was a pretty low-key, like, famous moment in Destiny history where must have Galahorn.
Oh yeah, because it's like the bet if you don't have that, you get kicked out, right?
It was one of those things where, generally speaking, the very early understanding of the game was rocket launchers kinda suck, don't use them for DPS. But then the exotic Galahorn got sold at Xur, I think it was literally like week 2 of the game, and people were just like, rocket launchers are bad, don't buy it, don't use your really difficult to get resources at the time, and like, don't waste them on that exotic, you'll have more powerful exotics down the line.
Yes.
Not realizing that actually that turned out to be the optimum way to DPS is to use Galahorn. So
it's due to some confluence of how it worked and its interactions with it being a unique piece of gear.
Mm-hmm. So just not only did a lot of people not have the strange coins to pick it up week 2 because it was so early in the game, also just a lot of people got recommended to not buy this one thing, and otherwise it was a very, very difficult drop to get because the drop was completely random. That was the optimum way to do the raid, so people were only accepting people into raid and difficult content if they had Galahorn.
Which, I get it. You've got a limited amount of time to play your game. You want to get through it as the quickest way possible. But at that point, you're not having fun.
It's so gatekeepy and exclusionary, right? Of just, you literally must have this one almost impossible to get weapon to be able to join our raid.
Yeah, it's like, when we play like Smash Bros and stuff, right? We've been to casual tournaments and stuff where people are like, why are you not picking this character? Mm-hmm. It's like, because I want to have fun. I like Donkey Kong. Oh, he's not very good. It's like, I don't care if he's not very good. I like him. We
went to one in Sheffield a couple of years ago at this point, and I remember we both went, got just a pint at the bar, and we were just like, oh, we'll take it casually, we'll have a bit of fun. We were the only two people there drinking, even buying anything from the bar.
Yeah. I remember speaking to the bartender for that, and they said we wanted to get rid of those people every week. So they'd come in, use all the consoles. It was a gaming bar. Never buy a drink, and just sit in the block off 50% of the venue for paying customers. I do have being quite negative. I've got a story from the opposite though. So when I used to play Halo 3 back in the day, I got really into Halo 3. I was okay at it, but my friends basically carried me into the higher ranks. And we played a lot of SWAT. And the optimum way to do SWATs, which is a variation on just the regular deathmatch where headshots are an instant kill. But if you picked an elite, because of the model differences, an elite has a head that's lower down. So a basic Spartan would have their head on their shoulders, like a human. But the elite had a sunken-in head. And the hitbox was smaller. And they never fixed this. So the tactic was you would play as an elite and run backwards.
Yeah, because their heads were arched forward, so they were harder to hit from behind.
And also, if you ran backwards and jumped, you'd basically be unkillable, because they couldn't shoot at your head. And the tactic was, you jump backwards towards the enemy and turn around at the last second and shoot them. I remember once where we all matched against this guy who was called something like No Elites in SWAT. And he played as a Spartan. And he was the only Spartan out of 7 people playing the game. And even his own teammates started shooting him. No, you play as an elite in SWAT. You idiot.
I did really like those big bubble helmets, and I just remember going into SWAT and go, I need to change.
Yeah.
Because all you are is just this bright, glowing, just visor of doom. I'm basically calling attention to the one place that they want to shoot me.
I understand at that point, we were being those metagamers, but that was just a very funny experience of dude, there's it's not that we're doing it to be gatekeep. It's if you are at an object disadvantage if you pick a regular Spartan in this mode. You are shooting yourself in the foot, which doesn't work in SWAT. You got to shoot yourself in the head, and I'll do that for you. It's nice and easy when you got that big bubble head on.
The main mode in Mario Party is Party Mode, where you play for 10 to 50 turns and go around a board game.
I think you were saying hours.
Play mini games. Yeah,
10 to 15
hours. That's the true experience of Mario Party. Yeah, it's not really changed too much for the most part. There was a couple of games, I think it was Mario Party, I want to say 9 and 10, that introduced the main mode of the game. Instead of all going around a board game, you were all in a car together. And it was not good. It was not a good idea. They've reverted away from that with Super Mario Party again. They tried to change up the format, and it was bad.
It's like when they made Worms 3D. It's don't do this. Or they put vehicles in Worms and get rid of this shit. Anything that slows down gameplay, get the fuck rid of it.
The mini games are just the main juice of the Mario Party franchise, right?
Oh, I love the ones as well where it's just, what do you need for this one? It's just run. Just run. And it's okay, let's go.
And I do like the 4-player mini games, but I do always they're not always maybe the best in terms of the most fun, but just because they encourage the banter between everyone is just the 2v2 or the 1v3 games.
Yeah, because then it's you have people who were say when we were playing together, it's you were winning, but then we got on a 3v1 against you, and everyone abandoned, and you're bring it on, you played the villain. Just to heal Lucas, his best Lucas.
I also love as well when you go on a 2v2 and maybe you're teamed up with the person who's in first, and you have to have that moment where you go, do I tank this? Yeah.
And that's the thing as well. You can. And I love well when one of my favourite things about playing video games is when you play with that person who insists on doing it properly. I love just messing it up on purpose. Do you know why? So why would you do that? That's not efficient. I know. That can't be fun. It is. I'm having a great time.
I still remember one of the most fun times I've had playing Halo in the more recent games was when me and you went and played a 2v2 match online.
Oh, hey, we hid, because I know all the little hidey spots, right?
That's the thing, is you were no, Lucas, we don't need to play to get to the high score.
Just gotta win.
We need to get 1 point ahead. I was like, what? We get 1 kill and we hide. I was like, okay, I'm on board with this. Let's give it a shot. And just every time it was that moment of we get one kill, quick run, go find places
And
to
the thing is
hide.
that I knew all the hiding spots in that game, because that's how me and my friends used to play Halo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we knew how to get, like, underneath the map and stuff like that. So you get... And the thing is, though, it sounds boring, but it's so tense when you've got one kill and you're underneath the map, and it's like, it's so funny to watch people try and, like, jump off the edge with a sniper rifle and get you.
It's that fun in a different way, right?
Yeah.
It's those fun little tense moments where you're in your little hidey spot and you see the person run past and they're like, where the fuck are they?
The best thing about that is when someone runs past you and you get them with, like, just the one shot from across the map, and you see them go,
And
or proximity mic, proximity mic is so good to have in those moments where you hear them going, where the fuck are they? And you just go, behind you.
then assassinate them. But yeah, I mean, it's like that prop hunt mode, I think it is in Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's the
And,
same
like,
energy as
obviously,
that.
It's in a lot of other games and stuff, but I know that people play it in COD where just you hide as an item and try and hide in plain sight. But I think it's even more fun when you're not an item. You're just a bright purple glowing spot that's right there.
And that's another one, like, prop hunts and other games really fun, but then there's people who know, like, they memorize the map so they know exactly what to do. It's like, you're not fun to play against, but for them, winning is the only thing that matters. They only have fun when they win. Mm-hmm. And it is very cathartic to watch those people get messed with, because ultimately it's just a game.
Speaking about getting messed with, I love just some of the things in Mario Party where, for example, the stage can mess with the players. I still remember one time, and I admit at the time I didn't find it very funny. I will admit I got a little bit mad because I was about to pull off just this like well thought out comeback because I had so many coins but no stars.
Yes.
And I'd lined it up where I was going to get this star, then I had a bunch of like really good items to try and get me back into the groove, and we had like 5 turns left and I had it all thought out of every contingency that I've got available to me. But we were playing on, I think it's just called Spaceland, where there's a bit in the middle where if you walk past it, you lower the counter. When the counter goes to 0, a giant laser goes right through the middle of the map, and anyone that it hits, you, regardless of what coin level you're at, you go to 0. Someone, just as I was lined up on that spot, just before the star, I was right there, I had everything planned. They just did a little loop and span it like 3 times down.
Just to be a dick.
Just to be a dick, and got me with the laser, and I lost just like hundreds of coins, and I was like, I can't do anything.
Do you know what that is? That's the spirit of Mario Party.
And that's
right. What they intended. That is the way it's meant to be played.
And it's like, at the time, this is why Mario Party is colloquial known as the Friendship Destroyer. Because sometimes you get hit by that coin laser, and man, it's like...
You're like, really? Really?
Oh. It's like, man, game's fucked me on this one, but ultimately I look back and go, hey, but that's what Mario Party is about.
Yeah, and everyone else had a good laugh at your expense. And you know what? The next game you play, maybe you'll have a laugh at someone else's expense. It's all about, not taking yourself too seriously.
And there's also just the greatest thing that I'm so mad that for a while they took out of Mario Party, chance time. The fact that they took out chance time for some Mario Party games should have been just illegal. They should have just jailed Nintendo as a corporation for doing so. Yeah,
it's like party games need chance, because the idea at a party, not everyone there is going to be at the exact same skill level as whatever game you play. That's why randomness is essential for enjoyment in regards to those.
And for people who are maybe unfamiliar with what chance time is, I'll try and just throw a clip in. Chance time is just, there's 3 spinning blocks. You've got the player's faces, including your own, on a block on the left, on a block on the right, and then you've got different consequences on the block in the middle. Of, say, for example, one person gives another person a star. Maybe you trade stars. Maybe you trade coins. Maybe you steal all of the other person's coins or stars. And the fact that not only can any of these different bullshit things happen, but you can get included, and it can completely fuck you up. Because if you don't time it right, you might accidentally make it so that you give your stars away to people.
Well, that's like the best thing to do. I remember, like, you know, the times we've played it of like, okay, here's like the thing that steals coins. It's like, okay, so you're going to use it on Lucas, who's got the most coins. No, I'm going to use it on the person with the least coins. Why? Because it's funny. I remember we did that with our mutual friend, didn't we? Is that he had no coins left, and I think all in order we all used out, including you, who was winning. I think used the ghost to steal his coins. He's like, why? He's like, it's funny.
Oh, just the moment on, for example, like the Yoshi's Island course, where just moment 1, turn 1, I got enough to get to like the swamp. And just immediately give it all my coins so no one else can make it past.
It's like, why do you do it? It makes things more difficult for you, but it makes the game more fun.
Yeah.
Like, we're not playing... Like, the goal of the game isn't to win. It's to have fun, and I'm having fun.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes I have fun by winning, and other times I have fun by making sure that other people don't win.
It's like chaos mode, right? It's like, every now and again, just in Smash Bros, it's nice to put items on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, nice to get a Pokeball. All right, Arceus, what you got?
Every now and then, it's nice to just grab someone in your mouth as Kirby and walk off the edge, even if both of you go.
Yeah, or Ganon's side. It's like, that's not the most efficient way to win. It's like, it's the funniest way. I'm laughing. It's not about winning, it's about sending a message. Like when you are a fresh Ganon siding someone on 150% for the insult. It's the mental damage, right?
Or when we're playing, for example, in like 3-player, and there's one person that's ahead, it's like, don't worry, I've got this. And then as Ganon, you grab the person who's already losing with you and make sure the person in the lead wins. And it's like, why did you do that? It's like, because it's stupid, that's why.
I remember we played Halo Wars once. Me and mate got really, really into it. And just what we did is a mutual friend who was kind of okay at it. Second one, we both just airstriked his base. For no other reason that it's like, why did you airstrike my base? Like, oh, sorry, we thought there was a covenant there. It was just that thing about it was a dick move, but we both just looked at each other and went, we should probably do it. We just airstriked his own base.
Oh my god.
Because sometimes it's fun, like
so cruel.
you have that option, like the renegade option. Like, I'm going to press it. It's like, you shouldn't press it, but it's too tempting.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to push that button.
You do, yeah.
There is as we say, just the standard minigames, which can be 4-player minigames, 1v3 or 2v2. But it also talks about a couple of other types of minigames here, Carl.
Which include?
So, battle minigames first appeared in Mario Party 2. These games are like the 4-player games, but instead of winners earning 10 coins each player contributes a randomly selected number of coins. So, for example, if the dice gets rolled and it comes out, oh, you all have to give in 15 coins. You'll either all put 15 coins into the battle minigame pot, or as many coins as you can contribute if you've got less. The winner of the minigame receives approximately 70% of that full pot, and the second place winner receives 30%, apart from when sometimes it gives one lone coin to the person who came fourth, just the pity coin.
The pity coin is always such a good thing to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just giving someone like the...
But yeah, that's instead of just, oh, well, you all get fresh coins from the bank, is no, we're all battling for each other's coins. The stakes are higher. They also added dual mini-games in Mario Party 2, and this is why, obviously, people think Mario Party 1, good foundation, but Mario Party 2 and 3 were where they really found their feet, because they added items and dual mini-games and battle mini-games and things like that.
The more randomness, the better.
Mm-hmm. And dual mini-games are great because it pits 2 players against each other, and usually what happens is that during the last few turns, if people land on the same spot as each other, they end up in a dual minigame.
Yeah.
And obviously these mechanics sometimes change between games and stuff, so it's not always the case, but one player initiates the duel, wagering coins, or even in some games a star against another player, and the winner of the duel receives all coins or stars wagered. And I absolutely love trying to goad somebody into the idea of like, come on, let's bet it all.
I still think it's all. Or when you bet 1 coin and you do it for the insult. I'm going to duel you. I don't care about the money. I just want to beat you.
But I absolutely love it. Every time I get in a duel minigame, I'm always the person going,
all in.
all in. Let's do it. Let's bet every coin we've got on this.
Who was that like person who talked about that? Of like, I entered like an AI competition. It's like program like an AI. He was like playing poker, and I didn't know anything about it, so I just programmed my AI of like, is my turn, go all in. And they won because everyone else's poker bot just quit. It's like everyone else is programming their AI. You were playing poker. Just go all in every turn, and all the other ones always folded. Because they were programmed like never call someone they go all in because they must have strong cards. Like, no, all my robot did is just every turn went all in.
And obviously they've programmed their bots to play it safe and go, well, yeah, don't match that all in. It's probably a stupid idea.
They've probably got a strong hand.
The best thing you've got is probably a 50-50 chance of winning.
Yeah, but just think like, no, it's your turn, go all in, don't matter. And they said they won the entire thing because no one else, like everyone else's just, like AI just folded instantly.
You know what they all had? They had fear, Carl.
Yeah.
This bot knew no fear.
It was like there's the Futurama episode where Bender's just the luckiest like card player in the world. And he just puts his hand down and bets it all without looking at his cards. It's like, looking at your cards is a crutch for those who rely on skill. And it's like, that's the way you play Mario Party, right?
That's a fucking Joey Wheeler move, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just, I think, like, you know what? Looking at your cards, it's a crutch for those who rely on skill. I don't need skill. I've got luck, baby.
All in.
But you didn't even look at your cards.
Looking at one's cards is a crutch for players who rely on skill.
It does say that starting Mario Party 7, the player no longer chooses the wager in a duel. Rather, the duel takes place and the prize of the winner, if any, is randomly determined, which I do kind of like.
I like that it's random. The last thing, I prefer it to be both. So sometimes it's random, sometimes it's not. Because you know what? Chance is fair. And here's the thing, who's your favourite character to play as? Because there's a lot of characters. I like playing as just Daisy, because she never gets like any time in the sun.
Yeah,
So just
yeah.
do like the lesser like Mario stars, or like Daisy, or some like the random villains like Monty Mole. Just, why is Monty Mole here? It's like, why do we invite a mole to play fucking Mario Kart wheels? Who gives a shit?
I do enjoy playing as a couple of characters. I enjoy playing as Yoshi. The new ones, I like playing as Rosalina. But sometimes when I'm in the right mood and I feel just chaotic, I like to just go all in, play Waluigi, and just go full heal. Wah!
The fact is what Waluigi, like, no one knows where he's there. He just turned up to play tennis one day and never left.
He's just like the friend of a friend that nobody in the group likes, and they're like, why is this guy here again?
And is there a character that you'd want to be in that's not? Because obviously we want, like, I want it to just be Nintendo Party. Make it Nintendo Party and put fucking Captain Falcon in it, but...
In terms of just, make it Nintendo Party. Keep the name Mario Party, keep the name Mario Kart.
Just call it Mario Party and Friends.
Fuck it, like, everybody's there. Just make every game Smash Ultimate where everyone is here.
Yeah. At the very least, like, put, like Isabelle in and stuff.
And then every single one of them should just have a DLC where the cutscene is Sephiroth comes in and kills Mario.
I was just more thinking, if they put like Captain Falcon in, you could do like an F-Zero themed stage.
They literally have the Blue Falcon and Big Blue and Mute City as
in Mario
things
Kart.
that they put in Mario Kart 8. So fuck it, just keep doing it. Just do more.
I'd love to see that in Mario Party. Like, we're going to do like an Animal Crossing themed stage and put some Animal Crossing characters in.
Absolutely. And just to end on, Carl.
Yes.
We haven't talked that much about the minigames specifically. There's one...
like 500, right?
There's loads of them, and I love a lot of them, and I hate a lot of them. They vary in quality greatly. But I have to just shout out one where I can put a clip in of just how immaculate this looks, and nothing will ever beat it, is just the Meat Cube.
Oh, because I saw that, I was like, oh, the PS5 Pro's coming out, and everyone's like, just, this looks fine. It's not worth $800. And it was like, but look at this meat cube in Mario Party, though. And it's like, oh my god, that's the best looking cube of meat I've ever seen.
Just my first reaction, just in our friend group chat, like, yeah, these games will look good. I'm like, it still won't look as good as the meat cube.
Nothing ever will.
Thank you all for joining. I hope you all enjoyed the meat cube at the end, and just go enjoy
That's
some
the
of
title,
content.
right? Is that the title? Enjoy our meat cube.
Enjoy our meat cube. And just, if nothing else, you don't need to become a member, but you could just give this video a little share, because that is free.
It is, as is joining our Discord.
That's true. Links below. Thank you for watching.
Cheers, everybody.